Hi, Courtney. This is Brad.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
Just great.
Good. Are you busy Sunday night, say around 7 p.m.?
7 o'clock? I'll check the calendar. What do you have in mind?
Well, I thought maybe you and I could get together for a little audio stimulation.
Audio stimulation? Is that like oral stimulation?
Could be. And
right.
Could you wear my favorite nightie, too? You know, the black one with the edible garter?
Listen, I'll wear mine if you wear yours.
Okay, it's a deal. It's Tampa Bay's hottest singles matchup, Desperate and Dateless, Sunday night at 7 p.m. on 970 WFLA, the talk of Tampa Bay.
I think it's time that we...
It's a little bit better in order the next time you call. I must have gone in again up in Land O'Lakes. Hi, Nelson. You're on the air at WFLA. Hello, Nelson. You can hear Nelson breathing. Maybe he's snoring. I don't know. It's not the greatest show I've ever done, that's for sure. Yo, Nelson! Ho! Ho! Nelson! Yo, Nelson! Yo! Yo! Hey, wake up there, fella! Come on! Come on, Nelson! It's your big chance, baby! No, Nelson! Hello! Nelson? You with us? God, I hope he didn't die. Well, this is coming from Land O'Lakes. I really only worry about the ones in St. Petersburg. There. Oh, just took a big breath after. Oh, Nelson! Hello, Nelson! Oh. That was my mistake. Hi, Nelson. Nelson, are you there now? Nelson? Oh. Guess Nelson got a little frustrated and hung up. We were listening to Doug breathe. What the hell? Let's give Doug a big chance now. Hi, Doug in Tampa. Now you're on the air.
Hello, Bob.
Hi there. We were listening to you breathe. I thought I was talking to Nelson.
I'm sorry about that.
No, John in Tampa. Hi, John. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Bob. This is John.
Yes, in Tampa. If you'd like to think so, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you were nothing like you are here. You were nothing in Miami. You were kind of quiet and, for lack of a better word, you were wimpish in Miami as compared to the ogre that you project here. And for lack of competition, I listened to you. Tampa not being a strong market doesn't attract the people that they have in Miami.
Well, let me see if I have this correctly. You're such a dullard that you listen to me even though I'm bad.
No, I didn't say you were bad.
Oh.
I said for lack of competition. I don't believe you would compete in the market with Rantel or Neil Rogers, for that matter. But a market that produced people like David Gold, you know, I mean, sure, you're going to win here. There's no doubt about it. And at times I do enjoy the show, and there's other times that I don't. But like I said, it's interesting. It's entertaining. Okay, the topics aren't always the greatest. They're not always the worst either. But I'm a little disappointed that you did turn into so much of an ogre as what they're trying to make you be here.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Nobody tries to make me be anything.
I'm getting that impression that it's not.
I don't give a damn what kind of impression you're getting, Ralph.
I've listened to you too long in Miami.
No, you didn't listen to me too long in Miami, Ralph. I was on in Miami for 6 months when I first started doing talk radio.
It's a long time to listen.
Well, don't you dare tell me that somebody's turning me into something. Nobody turns me into anything, Ralph. Maybe you're the kind of man, Ralph, who people form and mold. I'm not.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well,
perhaps that's a tad beyond you.
I mean, what caused you to change?
I haven't changed, Ralph.
You were not like this in Miami. You were
I don't
like
care
this.
what you think.
It's not what I think. It's fact. I mean, that's the way it was. You were a wimp in Miami.
Well, Ralph, you're absolutely right. I am a wimp. But guess what? I'm no longer. Now I hang up on people, especially when they're stupid dullards. Dave.
Hello?
Hello.
I heard you leaving.
Well, you're wrong. Whoops to you, too. Mo in Tampa. Hi, Mo. You're on the air at WFLA. Mo chickened out after 1 minute. 1 minute? Okay, I warned you guys.
Okay, that's like Gary called up. I mean, he's a walking sphincter muscle. What, are you kidding me? You know, listen.
Or actually, let you clarify something. Are you leaving or are you staying?
Okay, I shall clarify the situation. I am under contract to radio station WFLA for approximately the next 2.5 years. There is another station in a northern market that is interested in talking with me. By the terms of my contract, I cannot even chat with them. I have asked permission. As a matter of fact, I asked permission this morning for the right to talk to this other radio station, and that is the precise, exact position up to the instant.
Okay, well, in other words, is this contract like in any kind of sports contract? They basically have to pay off the other market would have to pay off this contract in order to get you?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no provision in the contract for that whatsoever.
Okay, so in other words, could you just cancel the contract? I mean, you could sign on with these other people and basically start tomorrow?
Theoretically, yes.
Okay. All right, that was my only question. I appreciate it.
Okay, Mac.
Have a good one.
And it was good for everybody, union or non-union. But the trouble happened in 1952. Dwight Eisenhower says we don't need...
I knew it.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Go ahead, John.
Oh, in 1952, Eisenhower says we don't need no rent control, we don't need no wage control, we don't need no price control. Now, when he went in, he took off the controls. And when he took off the controls, the big corporations immediately start raising their prices. And the unions turned around and they said, now that you have flexible market, you're looking to make make as much money as you can, as you're able to. Now they said we want to make money for our union workers. Now at that time there was approximately 22 million AFL, CIO, and individual shop unit. Are you criticizing? I hear you're singing there.
No, I wasn't singing, John.
You wasn't even born at that time.
Well, yes, I was. I was just playing Those Were the Days on my kazoo. That's all.
Yeah, but... you see, Bob, the trouble with you is you're like the people who voted for Ike in 1952. And that's why he took off rent control, price control, and wage control, and ruined the country.
Your calls. I so look forward to your calls because you are the only man. I mean, you have such an incredibly unique talent. You are the only man in the entire Bay Area, possibly the entire eastern section of the country, and conceivably in the entire nation. You are the only man who can call up a talk show on virtually any topic and turn it into Eisenhower. I mean, when I was a little kid, so I grew up right outside of Philadelphia, and I knew some people that used to live on the main line, a lot of really old-moneyed people. Not old people, but old money people.
Money people, would you say?
Right, and this is the 1950s and the 60s, and those people back then used to bitch and moan about Roosevelt. Oh, they hated Roosevelt. Even though
he was a great man.
Even though he'd been dead for 20... Well, these were rich people. Yeah. Even though he had been dead for 20 years at that time, these people still used to complain about Roosevelt. And that's kind of gone out of fashion. You know, those people have either died off or they finally gave up.
It went out of fashion to you.
Hear me out, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying bitching about Roosevelt long after he was gone has kind of gone out of fashion.
Right.
And it's just so refreshing, so unique to run into somebody who can still... bitch and moan about a president 30 years ago. It's great, John. This is an incredible talent you have, and I so look forward to your calls 20 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock.
You may be missing the greatest...
Blame me for not wanting to go back as a goat. Whoa, you know what used to happen to goats back then. Anyway, where was I? Yes, well, the bearer of bad news, otherwise known as my producer, has told me that General Van Ortner is acting up again this afternoon. And therefore, perhaps some of you who wanted to take part in the show were rudely disconnected. Well, it was General Van Ortner, not us. So let me give you time, unless I miss my bet. This should be a good one. Ann in Tampa. Hi, Ann. You're on the air, WFLA.
Yeah, Bob. This is the lying pig calling back, okay?
Oh,
Just
sorry.
Go ahead and give me a minute, since you called me a lying pig.
Well, it's because you are a lying pig.
Well, that's just great.
As a matter of fact, you just lied to my board operator to get on again.
Well,
where's the tape, Ann? Let's have the tape that you said you had, huh?
Okay.
You got an hour and 6 minutes to get it here, Ann.
All right. Do you want to be fair?
You got an hour and 6 minutes to get it here, Ann.
Okay, I'll do it.
You'll do it? Okay, Ann.
Okay. Another thing.
We'll look for you in an hour and
in the morning show.
We'll look for you in an hour and 6 minutes, Ann. And you could also have your $1 million then, too, Ann. There's only one dude who I can believe what he says.
Mm-hmm.
There's another dude that I think I can read between the lines on. I'm talking... God, excuse me. Oh, it's terrible. I just burped in your ear.
Yeah, how'd you do, huh?
Well, I just gulped a little bit of coffee right before I took the call, and it's I'm paying for it now. The only two people that I'm down to right now, hey, this is a reassessment virtually every day, but there's one guy that's talking about things that I think are important. I don't believe he is even close to electable, but that's Jesse Jackson. Okay? Almost everything Jesse says, I agree with.
Okay. Now
and I've even toyed with the idea of voting for Jesse Jackson in the primary just to teach the other dudes a lesson.
What do you think's important for them? I mean, what attracts you to them?
I am...
Or is that too vague of a question?
No, I'm a Northeastern liberal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be a Northeastern liberal Republican, but it doesn't really make any difference because there are 4 issues that mean something in my life. There are 4 issues that mean something in your life.
I didn't think there was such a term. A Northeastern Republican liberal?
Sure, Lowell Weicker. I'm a Lowell Weicker Republican.
Uh-huh.
And the only things that really and truly matter in my life, the top priorities, not that there aren't other things that matter, but the top priorities in my life are housing, jobs, education, and health care. Whether or not we retaliate against the Russians if they strike Munich, it's not that it's unimportant to me, but it's way below those other 4 things. Those 4 things matter to me first and foremost, and Jackson's the only one talking about them.
So you're interested in basically the social welfare?
Yeah, mine.
And
well, the average American is going to spend it. He has to. But I'm not the average American. My household income far exceeds our cost of living. We live relatively modestly for the amount of money that we bring in. Mm-hmm. So we save a mind-boggling amount of money every month. But I'm not the average American, and I appreciate that. 3 years ago, if you had asked me the same question, I would have said, spend it. I have to. More bologna. And that's what I would have done with it. I would have bought another, an additional package of bologna a week, so I could have had 2 slices on my sandwich for the day.
All right. Bob, I love your show.
Be good, Dave.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Jesse Jackson is testing me like I have never been tested before in my life. The man is ripping the heart out of my chest because politically I am probably like 97% with Jesse Jackson. I can't ever think of a political candidate who I agreed with more, and I cannot bring myself to take him seriously. And when I sit down and examine my soul and examine my conscience, there is but one thing that I can come up with for why I can't take him seriously, and it's because he is black. And that kills me.
Well,
I sat there last night watching the news. I guess it was CBS. Who knows? What difference does it make? And there was a clip of Jesse in a black church, okay? And there were the usual things that you expect to see in a holy roller black church. And there was Jesse up on the podium, and he was, right in there with it. And I'm sitting there saying, damn it, Jesse, don't do that. Don't do that, man. You can't do that and win. Win my support. And that's, that's wrong. I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference, and yet it does.
I am convinced that Gephardt is really a human howdy-doody. If you put freckles on him, and on my color TV, his hair sort of has a little bit of a reddish hue.
Well, I don't know, Scotty. When I let my hair grow a little bit too long and don't trim my beard, I do bear a certain resemblance to Bluto. So I can't say that that's why I would be against Gephardt.
No, this
is studio with me, a well-known Harold Stassen supporter. I suppose you must be devastated that Harold didn't do well.
I'm crushed. I'm crushed.
Well, there's always Super Tuesday. How is Harold doing this year?
Well, he's a little taken back by the results, but he says, hey, who needs the Dakotas or Minnesota? He says he's ready for Super Tuesday. He expects to do quite well.
Well, I can well understand his not campaigning up there. Actually, that wig that he wears doesn't really go down around his ears, so I can understand his concentrating.
We've talked to him about that, Bobby, but you know how Harold is. Hey, how safe is the blood supply in the U.S. of A., Robert?
Without oil, look like the answer man or something?
No, but we've always been led to believe that since 1985, when the FDA ordered all blood samples to be tested to make sure that they were screened for the HIV virus, that, we had nothing to worry about, right?
Well, 1 in 40,000 are pretty good odds.
Wrong.
Better odds than you get in the Florida lottery.
It's not 1 in 40,000. It's worse than that. And that's what we're going to talk about at 4 o'clock. Computer errors, human errors, are putting tainted blood samples out on the market after supposed screening.
At 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, we'll talk about that.
Right here, same station.
Over most of this same station.
Oh, son of a gun.
I'll tell you.
You're on the air at WFLA.
Yeah, Bob, I was sitting here pondering the goat dilemma.
Ah, yes, it is a dilemma.
And, I don't think the goat should be killed.
Well, it doesn't seem fair, but nonetheless, that's what it says in the good book.
Well, this is, I think if a guy is going to forsake women for a goat, why can't every other guy in town get a chance at the goat?
Well, I don't make the rules. I agree with you. I think it's an absolute travesty that the poor goat should have to be killed. But nonetheless,
maybe the guy found something, worthwhile there.
I mean, my president told me that book contained all the wisdom in the world. Who am I to go against Ronald Reagan and the big guy, the real big guy?
Yeah, who are we?
Exactly. He says kill the goat. I got to kill the goat, man.
No, don't kill the goat.
You have to. It's down there in the book. You think I want to rot in the lake of fire?
Too late. We're there.
Well, times it seems that way.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Okay.
First of all,
it says a great deal for you that you weren't, overly compelled to call about what should we do with a goat.
Well, I figure you just kiss it, What else can you do when you're done?
Well, I don't know. I've never had that experience myself. But nonetheless, the candidates,
that's just logical to me. At any rate,
Fourth and final hour of what? The Mad Dog Bob Lassiter Show. That's right, your chance to chat with the man that made mincemeat of Toledo Weaver. The man who was an unacceptable guest on the Bill Murphy Show. The man who brought you Bob, the automated talk show host. The man who gave away $50,000 to each and every caller. Not to mention the Rolls-Royce Corniches. Corniches? Yeah, probably. Why not? Nonetheless, it is Wednesday, and of course, as you know, Wednesday is traditionally Religion, Sex, and Politics Day on the radio station, along with some subtopics, things like interior decorating questions and theatrical career counseling, not to mention tips on the options market. All those things covered every Wednesday right here on the Talk of Tampa Bay, WFLA, with me, Bob Lassiter. Let me give you the telephone numbers. When you're at the bowling alley tonight, can you imagine at the bowling alley tonight you can sit around with your buddies and they'll be saying things like,
oh, well, I had a bologna sandwich for lunch today.
And everyone goes,
oh, bologna sandwich for lunch today. What'd you do, Herb?
And Herb can say things like, well, I got 3 letters addressed to occupant today.
Oh, hey, Herb got 3 letters. How about you?
And you can say, I talked on the radio with Bob Lassiter. Yes, can you imagine? Oh, your friends will drop their beer, their false teeth will fall out. They'll gather around you and say, what's he really like? What's he really like? Yes, that can be part of your life simply by Behave yourselves. We'll do it again tomorrow at noon.